Okay, so actually we'll have a look through this. We get the radio, which is awesome. You can pick loads of internet radio stations, which is such a nice thing to actually have in a game. You don't need an external thing to play with your radio, and it's fun. It's really good. I listen to my local, well actually I listen to my old local radio. So this is the map. This is everything that's in the game at the moment. There are a few mods that will add other stuff, ones that will add more into Italy, I don't think there's much more into France. You get ones that will add more Russia, and there's even a couple that will add Africa into this map. Don't get any further than Aberdeen, which is a shame. I don't mind heading up into the Highlands. That's where I'm originally from, so it'd be nice. But that's not there yet. When it will be, we'll add it. We have a few cities around here, like our port towns. And of course the main cities are here. This is basically everywhere that we can go. So at the moment, it shows the only route we've done, which is from Wine to Bratislava. And now we're in Bratislava, we can basically get quick jobs. Actually no, quick jobs are from wherever you want. We're going to switch route length off. We're going to go with price per distance. So for these quick jobs, they supply us with a truck, and we also just go straight to the location. It doesn't matter where we actually pick. So first off, I'm going to pick a quick easy one. Where's this from? This is going to take 2 hours, which is good. And it is going to give us 2,000 euros, which is actually quite good because it'll put us up quite a bit. And that one's going to give us 13 euros per hour. This one gives us 12.67, which is a bit of a trek, and I think I'll do that because I don't really like. You get short ones, which will be from the city you're in to the city. Ooh, so it's coal or ore. So what is it we're transporting? We are transporting gravel. Really, gravel. Yeah, not complaining. You're giving me money to transport dirt, basically. Alright, so this is probably going to end up going to a quarry or something. I like how sometimes you'll get loads that go to, it makes sense to where you're transporting them. Although sometimes it doesn't. I've dropped a tank off at a quarry before. I have no idea why a quarry would need a tank, so I'm going to end up just pulling out with these guys because I need to go. There you are. The problem with the AI, it will always drive at the speed limit. Which you should always be doing in real life. In a game, I really can't be bothered with that. Although, there are speed cameras, so a lot of the time you probably want to just drive at the speed limit. Nothing coming. Right onto that roundabout. And there we go. We've got red lights, so we need to stop at the lights so we don't get fined. The fine for actually going over the red lights is actually quite a lot. I'm going to put our little parking brake on. All these little buttons, actually. It's quite a nice little truck. It's an Iveco. I don't like these, to be honest. And, to take my parking brake off. Once we actually get our own truck, we will be able to modify it and add lights and stuff once we have a good bit of money. Ooh, I have an email. Yeah, let's see. Really need to pay attention to that because that's now damaged my truck a little bit. Which costs, actually no, it's not damaged my truck, it's damaged their truck, which actually costs me money directly from what I'm going to make. I need to watch out for that. It's actually kind of difficult talking and driving at the same time, which is weird because I can do that in real life. I can drive the car and talk. But I think it's the added bonus that you're actually playing the game and it's like I don't have a steering wheel in my hands. It's actually just really weird. things we get used to. The other thing I do find really funny is like on my main account, I like doing long haulage ones at the moment, and I actually get tired with driving, as if I was really driving. I'm actually like sitting there going, I'm going to fall asleep now. It's not that the game is boring, it's just you're concentrating so much. Oh my word, this truck is so slow. How heavy is this thing? I'm pulling 25 tons. Okay, that's actually quite heavy. There we go. There. But it's like I was saying, the with the wheel, this steering is so much better. I don't have to constantly correct. Like when I'm driving right now, I am constantly pressing the buttons to keep myself from oversteering, understeering, going off the road. It's just, oh, whereas with the wheel you're in control in the same way as you are with a car. It's a lot more intuitive. Downhill gives us a bit of momentum, which is nice. Actually 100, oh, it's kilometers as well, isn't it? Oh, it's just going to be fun once we hit the Great Britain, because I don't know how to convert kilometers into miles per hour. Not a clue. And to be honest, I don't even want to know. It's just one of those skills I've never needed. Whenever I'm in Europe, I don't really worry about speed limits, to be honest. Because they're actually quite a bit higher than they are in the UK. Oh, come on, get up the hill. They've given me like a truck with no horsepower at all. It's like, I think it's barely capable of pulling this. Although in fairness, when I was on my, I think it's got 580 horsepower, and this little Volvo on my other profile, and pulling a tank, 61-ton tank, I was going up on the motorway on-ramp. Oh my word, 10 miles, I think barely 10 miles an hour. Okay, I'm going to try and pull out into this lane, because the other thing I don't like about the Ivacos, Iveco? Yeah, is their indicators sound so depressed. It's like tick, tock, tick, tock. I don't really like what I'm doing. Ooh. So anyway, with our garage, the garage comes with space for 3 trucks, so you can have 3 trucks and 3 drivers. You are one of those drivers, so you can hire 2 other drivers as well. You can hire drivers once you discover employment agencies, which are dotted around in each city. There's usually one in each city. Each one you find usually gives you options of 1 driver. And to start with, the drivers are basically as bad as you. So usually what I found was I hired 2 drivers, and they both basically lost me money continuously until they got their distance skill a little higher. The problem was, what was happening was they were going from Edinburgh to Aberdeen with a load, and then they were coming from Aberdeen to Edinburgh without anything, which was, you know, they were just spending petrol on the travel, which is just not clever. It's not. But obviously there was no loads from Aberdeen to Edinburgh, and because they're based in Edinburgh, that's where they always travel to. So I'm hoping with Bratislava I might get away a little better, because there's more cities around it and within actual close distance, so they'll hopefully not be losing as much money from the short hops. But of course, once they get their distance skill up, they can go further. Look at that, that is awesome. I don't know what that is. It's like a palace or something? That's very cool. So I mean, stuff like that, that's, you know, I mean, we're in the middle of, we're on the A1, let's have a look, we'll bring up the map, the main map, actually quite close now. Yeah, I mean, we're on the main road between Bratislava and Linz, which is where we're going, and I mean, there's no need to have cool stuff everywhere, but they do, they just have all these like landmarks and things. It's really nice. There's like a lot of actual work has gone into this game. Oh, we have a mini. mean, a lot of work has gone into this game, and it's not just the driving side of things. I mean, it looks real, but it's kind of what you'd expect. I mean, if you're driving a truck between like one city and another, and especially if you've done that route yourself, you're going to go, well, there should be a castle there, and we pass a bridge here, and you know, if you don't have that in the game, it takes away from the simulator aspect of it. Big bus coming up. Hello, coach. Now, up ahead, it's telling my GPS is telling me I'm going to go straight over. So that means I need to get into the middle lane, so I don't end up going off on the off-road. So we can just get over this. It took me a while to get used to the GPS, because this GPS works completely differently from the one I've got. Which is fine. You know, not every GPS is made the same. But this one just annoys me. But I've got used to it now, so it's fine. There we go. Hopping over our... Of course, up ahead we are taking the next off-road. Oh, just gotta pay attention. So we're going to pull out into this lane. That's the other thing. You do not have to use your indicators. There is no penalty for not doing it. The AI pay no attention to indicators. They don't take any response for them at all. So it actually makes no difference. But it just feels more realistic if you're using your indicators. I'll admit I do forget sometimes. I think because there is no penalty for it, and because the AI pay no attention, you know, sometimes I just forget. Which, you know, in real life I do the same, so I mean, we're not really changing anything there, although I would assume most truck drivers pretty much always use indicators due to their sheer scale and size of maneuvering these things. That is cool. Industrial estate, massive chimneys up there. I do like these trucks, so we're going to go straight over, so we don't need to stop. Also, sometimes what will happen is the AI will get confused and get stuck, and it'll just stop. So you have to overtake. You have to, for example, on like crossroads and stuff, they get really confused. And it's really annoying. So sometimes you have to mount the curb and get past them or be stuck there for hours. They also won't jump on amber lights. If the light goes amber, they will stop, even though they could perfectly happily make it. I don't know why I'm reversing. Put on parking brake while reversing, which is not really clever. So we should be coming up ahead to our first drop, or technically our second drop, but the first one's technically a tutorial, so it doesn't really count. So we're going to pull out into the next outside lane, and we are going in here? No, actually we're not. We're going in the next one. Although I could probably actually go in there. It looks like it's got two entrances. Never mind. We shall open this one here. Coming, lovely jubbly. And thank you, Mr. Depressing Indicator. I'm gonna hop in here. Nice. Some of the actual place, like the places you deliver to, have the smallest entrance imaginable. I mean, I am not joking. It's like you can barely get the truck through, and it's intentional. It's to add that level of challenge. So we are going to go over here. Straighten up. Kind of overdid it a bit. And we're just going to go backwards. No, nope, 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 nope. Why are you doing that? Why? Obviously wasn't lined up properly. As I said, this is something I'm actually still getting used to, is actually driving these things. No. Stop. Okay? You see, I'm basically jackknifing this, so it's not going to work. You need to straighten up and then decide to maneuver. So, we're there, right. Wheel straight, let's go back. Now I want to go to the right, so I'm going to turn to the left. Which is actually what I'm doing. I'm going to straighten up a bit because I don't want to oversteer. Forward a little bit, and try and straighten this up again. Just enough not to turn our angle too much. Don't know if we can actually straighten up because of all these. I suck at this so badly. But the reality is, this is the kind of stuff you need to practice to actually get really good. Yeah, that's better. Stop it. Oh, which way? We want to go to our left, so I'm going to steer to the right a little. A little quarter turn there. Back slowly. And forward a bit, so straighten up. Yeah, I could have done this so much easier if I just lined myself up right from the start. I mean, that's basically the issue here. I didn't line myself up properly at the start, so it's gone horribly wrong. So we're going to do that. And to be honest, I think actually, let's line with the entrance there. What's this? There we go. Slight corrections as we're going. Take it nice and slowly. Main thing is, you really do have to take it slow. You can't rush this. Nope. Stop. Straighten you up. Now, we want to go to the right, so we're going to turn to the left a bit. Should swing this round. Or not. Oh, come on. Really? We're not getting... Why? Oh, come on. I think it's actually just mocking me now. Really? We're... Really? There we go. That better be worth the XP, to be honest. 45. Yeah, sometimes it's actually not worth doing. Okay, I'm level 2 now, which is good. The reason why I wanted to do that is because this will give us level 2. Sometimes I'm not going to reverse, to be honest. It's just painful. So, we now have skills. So we got ADR, which is our explosives, flammables, corrosives, anything that's dangerous material. Transporting. Long distance, basically the more higher you got, the further you can travel. Or the further you can get jobs further away. High value cargo, exactly that. Expensive stuff. A lot of the time the high value cargo is also big cargo. So that works with that mod quite nicely as well. Fragile cargo is stuff you've got to be very careful with. Just-in-time delivery. It actually gives nice bonuses, especially stuff. But the it's actually, these are quite hard because you're very restricted with time. They're the kind of jobs you would take if you've got a full 11 hours before you need to sleep. Because usually there is no time for stopping or anything. You just go. You need to be fully fueled and ready to go. Eco driving basically saves you money on fuel and stuff. To be honest, it's only worth taking eco driving once you've maxed everything else. Primarily, I would go a long distance, at least for the first 3 levels. Then high value, then ADR, probably fragile. But yeah, now the first one I would go with is get 3 levels of long distance, because that would be rank 3. We can deliver up to 580 kilometers away, and we get a 15% higher reward delivery distance over 550, which is awesome. Make a lot of money from that. Plus the longer distance ones, you make good money from those. ADR is good because you do get some. It opens up new options for things to transport, and the same with high value. But once you get your long distance, you then I usually then go high value for 1, and then ADR for 1, and then high value, and then more long distance. But we've got 1 point, so we're gonna whack it in here. It's our first long distance. So we can now go delivery distance up to 350 kilometers. We get 5% higher reward for delivery distance over the 250, and 25% experience bonus for the same, which is awesome. So we now have that. And this gives us all our information. So this is our truck when we buy one, which we don't actually own a truck right now. We'll get one eventually. We have an email, so let's go look at our email. A certified Volvo truck dealer, blah blah blah. We have a showroom in Luxembourg. So we can go to truck dealers here, and we can have a look at this. So we can go visit. We'll go visit a truck dealer for now. Yes, we would like to travel there. This doesn't actually cost you any money to travel there, and it doesn't change where you are. You just go to the truck dealer, have a look around. So this is the Volvo trucks. This actually is the truck I have in my main profile at the moment, as you can call it. And this costs 99,000 euros. That's a lot of money, considering I have 5,000 at the moment. So it does take quite a while to actually get enough money. Now you have 2 options. After a while the bank will offer you loans, which you can take loans out, which range from a couple of thousand up to 130,000. Usually they start off only offering you 80-ish. Depends, that was in pounds, so I don't know what it will be in euros. Probably kind of similar, not that much difference, but you get different ones. This is the basic model. And you go up to a 600 horsepower one, which will take a little more fuel as well. The colour doesn't matter because you can change that yourself. It does cost a little to change. It's a 4x2. 2 at the back and the next one, which also they have unlocked. You can unlock from at level 16. This is nearly 200,000 for this boy. It's 750 horsepower, so it's a much bigger engine. But it's still only a 4x2, so it's got 2 wheels at the back, so 4 at the back in total. So more traction at the back, so when you're pulling stuff. And we go all the way up to this one, which is the Globetrotter XL, which is still a 4x2. It's actually a little cheaper. Same horsepower, a bit more fuel. Better torque as well, actually. Ooh, these are the beasts. This is still only 700 horsepower, but it's got more traction, so this will be actually a lot better for pulling heavy loads. And this is another one. This is a 6x2x4. So it's got four at the front. I can't actually see very well from the angle well. It'll have I think 4 at the back and 2, and then 4. Yeah? No, can't see. I think that might actually only be 2 at the front, which would actually make perfect sense. But that's only 600 horsepower actually. That's interesting. And again, 600 horsepower. There's a slightly different look to it. And we have this one, which is what's at level 9 actually. That's 460. Most likely this one here will be our first one, which is a 540 horsepower, which is actually really quite good. That'll give us, this is the one I use to pull a 61 ton tank. Sure, it did have issues with doing so, but it did it. But we don't actually have enough money for any of that. So this is our the bank. The bank is offering us loans. So we can get a 10,000 euro loan, a 50,000 or 100,000, and basically you pay back 290,000 a day, or 1,400 a day, or 2,800 a day. The only issue with, they're great because this means I could buy a truck, but I have to be able to make that much a day, which at the moment I can't. Or I can, but I literally can only make that as the bank tell me they can lend me money. So the problem being is, if we have a look at the job market right now, let's have a look. See, we can make 3,000 euros, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, which is okay. And once we have our own truck, we'll actually be able to get slightly better jobs, but they will still be in that kind of price range, mainly because of the distance I can travel, because I don't have the distance. Once I get maybe 2 more levels, I'm probably not going to buy a truck until I'm at least level 5, because that way once I do have a truck, I will then have enough points in my distance and enough points in my ADR and high value, high value, that I'll actually be able to get jobs that'll pay more than enough to cover a loan, plus enough left over that I can then upgrade my garage, buy more trucks and employees. One other thing, when you hire other drivers, you need to buy a truck for them. It does not matter what truck you buy them. So there's no point in buying them an expensive one. Find the cheapest truck you can, buy that for them, and that's the end of it. You don't need to give them, upgrade it or give them any fancy stuff. The garage will automatically repair your trucks. It will cost you money, of course, but that comes out with your garage and your company setup, and that'll be good. But you don't need to buy them expensive trucks, because it makes no difference at all. They will take the jobs that are appropriate to their truck depending on their skills. So that's what you need. Simple, basic trucks.